Okay, now it says it's live, so you can say hello to the internet. Be like, yeah, still plan on trying to get one of these streams out every week. See if anybody can hop on along the way. Yeah, Jeremy's time zone's like, I think it would be like about 16 hours ahead of your time zone and like about 15 ahead of mine. Me and Zoe have the same time zone, so like our time zone's 1 hour ahead of yours. Yep. Uh, it's not, man, we can still make it work. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Oh, okay, so just reposting this link. Okay. So yeah, there was one point I think whenever I got like really crazy about drawing and decided just to draw with like a mouse, like a computer mouse, and use MS Paint. And the drawings didn't turn out too bad. It just took like a really long time to draw. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool that you get to hop on and stuff too. Hmm. Let's see, I'm trying. I don't know how to really navigate Facebook. I probably should know how to, since everyone else does. But I used to have a website blocker that would block it if I spent more than like 10 minutes on Facebook a day. That way, I'd be more productive. But then I end up just deleting it, so it didn't work out very well. I'm gonna send the stream link to the chat as well. Oh, yep. Mhm. But about like a few months ago, I got really upset whenever my painting program that I used to paint with on Manga Studio Debut 4 like just deleted all my brush settings. So I just decided to switch over to Clip Studio Paint. Yeah, the Clip Studio Paint. And I like it a lot better now. I used to have problems with it, so that's why I wasn't using it for a long time. It's I didn't know if there was like any particular program that you like using or not, like digitally anyway. Did they get Wait, did they get Manga Studio 5? Or, or is it just Clip Studio Paint? I thought that. Okay, yeah, so that's both the same thing then. Okay. Yeah, just making sure. Um, I probably right now just plan on doing some character sketches because it's been a while. Hmm, hmm, hmm. So yeah, I was kind of curious about how you ink. Do you use like a dip pen or do you use like a microns? What? I don't. How would you do that? Hmm. I think originally whenever I first started drawing, I was using no, not zebra, the leader, like, G pen, like, holder with the later G pen nibs. Then I switched over to zebra, but then, I do like zebra, but for some reason I've just gotten used to the leader, so that's why I try using most of the time. Yeah. So do you use like what type of nibs do you use then? Like any brand in particular? I don't think I've ever tried a Tachikawa. Mm, mm. Yeah, they definitely are. They're a lot I guess less flexible. So they're like they scratch up the paper a little bit more. I used to use the leader, I think it was 4 ink, but then I switched to the leader 6, which I think is like the waterproof Indian ink. Um hmm. I think I might have to buy some more ink. I can't figure out where I put my ink. I think I started buying the Indian ink now because I never use watercolors. Yeah, I never. I think I tried buying Copics once, but then I was like, dang, you gotta pay $5 for one marker. Is there anything in particular that you ever like colored digitally that you could show, or that you would like to show? I could say. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, you got a while, so I mean, if you want to wait and stuff, you can. I was just kind of curious because I usually don't color anything, so I've been trying to figure out how to actually color digitally since I don't got like any Copic markers, but it's a real struggle. Uh, do you use Clips or Manga Studio 5 just to color digitally? Hmm. Yeah, I've tried pick was it Sai or whatever, Paint Tool Sai, and I really think that's one of the better painting programs, especially for the price that you could get. Hmm. Hmm. Getting all my papers together. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I'm really upset. I lost my blue lead, and I draw like really thick lines, so that's why I had to use Indian ink to cover up the erasers. Whenever, yeah, that's what I'd prefer to use because I just draw really thick pencil lines most of the time. Yeah, and you don't have to like erase really. You can just scan it in the way it is. Uh, so I didn't know if you like whenever you would like scan and stuff, if you would draw like with pencil, then maybe erase over it after you get done inking, or how you do it. Hmm. Does it, what would you use like the red for? Like, does that still work out pretty well? Hmm. Yeah, I never really thought about that. That would be a good idea. Um, yeah, I really need to get some more blue lead and fix my scanner too. Yep. Oh, okay. I think I'm just gonna work on like maybe doing my character sketches digitally, because I've never drew my character sketches digitally yet with these two characters. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, quick. Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't think I really had any colored stuff that I ever really did, besides maybe like one or two things. I think I think my subscription ran out with them, but I did like the comics a lot, and I know they added a bunch more since then. Dang. You still kind of keep up with it? Um, I had a subscription with Shonen Jump since 2012, like digitally, and this year they switched. They stopped making the weekly magazines, and they just allow people now to like read as many comics as they want with the subscription. So like you can read like a whole like series, like say Dragon Ball, just with like $25 a year or whatever. You can read a certain amount. I haven't. Hmm. What was it called? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up right now. Nope. Oh, I think I've seen some pictures on Facebook. Huh. I haven't actually taken a look at it before. It's kind of reminded me of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure almost. At least with some of the pictures I'm looking at. Is the main character like he have like the I guess what yellow or like white or yellow spiky hair like blonde? That looks like the main character, huh? He kind of looks like yeah. I don't know, but just kind of the vibe that he gives off, he kind of looks like he'd be like an evil character or something. Nope. Dang, this does look really cool. Um, the main character reminds me of like Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for some reason. I can't say why, but it might be the thick eyebrows. Hmm. Yeah, I'd have to definitely take a look into that. Hmm. I've really gotten into like Black Clover. Have you been watching that recently or anything? The manga is like really inspirational and stuff because there's like a lot of times when the main character should be giving up and stuff, but then he keeps on moving forward and it's a pretty mainstream like shonen, but it's got like a really good vibe to it. It's almost like Naruto except like in 2019. Dang it, this is another show I'm gonna have to look at. I think I've seen some of that, but not a whole lot. Hmm. Dr. Stone. Hmm. Hmm. And those are some really funny pictures that they have on Dr. Stone. Hmm. Oh. Uh, I've been collecting like a few series and stuff. I just been falling behind in a little bit lately because there's so many new things coming out. 2019. Hmm. That's what I've heard. Hmm. Hmm. I think I was watching a few different series, but I can't remember what they were off the top of my head. This like season. I think a few years ago I was caught up completely with Fairy Tale, but then they canceled the show for a little while. Then like a year later they brought it back. But I think it's finally ended. I just haven't caught up with it yet. The last season on it. That's something I really liked. Yeah, I would definitely say don't watch the dub version. I mean, you can. You can, it just doesn't sound right to me. I think they got the main character um with the same voice actor that was on Soul Eater. I think he was Deaf Kid or something. He was the main character. Yeah. So he's like the main character in the dub version, and it just sounds so weird. I don't think from what I was told, I don't think the Funimation dubbing of My Hero Academia was too bad. It was like one of the better ones that's came out in a while with the dubbing, but a lot of people still prefer to sub on that. So I've heard they're both pretty good either way. I think originally I started reading the comics, so I never like really. I just kept on reading them, and I never really did watch the show until like a month ago, and it's not bad, but I really like the manga. And I think I've said this a few times on live stream, but the comic book artist, I forget what his name was now, that did My Hero Academia. He's my one of my favorite comic book artists because of a previous installation that he did on one of his comics that I really liked back in 2013 or something, before he started My Hero Academia, but they canceled him after like 2 volumes. But then he came back like 3 years later or something. Hmm, probably should. Oh, nope. Did you hop on too, Zoe? Hmm. Hmm. Very long. Hmm. Yeah, and I'm just trying out Clip Studio Paint again. Just doing some character sketches. It doesn't hook me either. It just I like to have something for people to look at, so I've been trying to draw a little bit more digitally. Yeah, the camera I got, I don't think can record like videos on a live stream. Let me see. Hmm. Oh, I think. Yeah, I'm drawing. So my tablet's like a pretty cheap tablet. It's like $100 tablet that I got, but it still works pretty well. It's a Manga Intuos tablet. It just came with like Manga Studio 4, and then I upgraded to Manga Studio 5. Um, yeah. So Manga Studio 5's Clip Studio Paint. I don't. I think. Yeah, I think they might have increased the prices since then. Dang. I super old. Yep. um, I believe I still got like a monthly subscription to Clip Studio Paint on my Apple tablet because if you get it on the Apple Store or like the Google Play Store, you have to pay like every month. Unless you buy it like on PC, then you just buy it. Mm. It's you get 3 months for free, and it's not too bad. Like they did a really good job with it on the tablet. Actually, I think. And it's like the only program that I really use digitally. And I don't really use anything to really color with, except I've tried Paint Tool SI maybe once. But are you talking about the watercolor pencils? Hmm. I really did like Copics. Yep. Yep. Well, yeah, I'm trying to have a live stream at least like once a week or something. Hmm. 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 Yep. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I'm sure Jeremy might hop on a little bit later, but he's got like a 15-hour time zone difference. He's like 15 hours ahead. Yep. I've seen it. It's really interesting. I noticed I could tell whenever like in his comics and stuff that he switched over to toning with Copic markers. I was like, this looks really cool. I haven't seen anybody else do this before. Oh, really? Mm. 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 Yeah, mm. Oh, okay. Can you get me one too? Okay. Um, yeah, I think I just never really got into Copic markers because I didn't want to pay like $5 per marker. I tried it once, but then I was like, I don't know how to color anyway, so I just tried doing it digitally. Yeah. Mhm. Can you bring it a little bit closer to the screen so I can see it? Oh. Yeah, I've been trying to look around for that type of brand. I just can't find anything like that in my area where I live, so yeah, I don't got one of those. I was trying to find one. Spend like $100, only use like five. Hmm. Okay, I can hear your cat. Uh, yeah, I really wish I had a dual monitor set up that way I could play the stream on the other monitor. I guess I could hook it up to like a 32-inch TV or like a 50-inch TV, but seems like I believe everything's going okay. Oh, the oh, okay. I don't actually. Dang it. Don't believe the. Sorry, I think the audio was muted for a little bit.
That's fine.
Dang it.
What, man? Well, they didn't hear my cat then, so. Come here. Come here.
Okay, so I'll quickly catch up everyone what we've been talking about. Ethan hopped on. I just asked him what he uses the ink with. He told me that he uses like a dip pen or like a dip pen that he jerry rigged to be like a fountain pen, and that's what he said he used the ink with. I forget what brand it was. And afterwards, I told him I just use like a. I usually use like a. I originally started out using Deleter, uh, G pen with the G pen holder to like start inking and stuff, but then I switched over to trying out the Zebra and Tachigawa like pen holder. But eventually I went back to using the leader because I really liked it with the thicker lines and stuff. And
What kind of nibs are you using? G Pen nibs or?
yeah, G pen.
Okay.
Uh, I still have some Zebra ones, but I really like using the leader.
Yeah, Man, I don't even know. I think I've got some somewhere. I think they're zebra, but I'm not 100% sure. I had a really hard time with
A
G
dip
Pen.
pen
Like,
or like a
I was
dip
using
pen that he
Pilot
jerry
ink,
rigged to be like a
and
fountain pen.
I think I
and
use a couple other
that's
Indian
what he said he used the
inks
ink
or
with.
India
I forget
inks,
what
and
brand it was.
those were not great.
And afterwards,
They
I
bled a
switched
lot,
to.
and I had the same.
I usually use like a.
Bro, chill.
I
I had the
originally
same
used
issue with Pilot ink. Like my lines would
uh,
just kind of fuzz out
ink
and bleed, and
holder to
I
with
didn't want.
Pilot ink.
Yeah, like it wouldn't stay solid. Like I'd lay down the line,
Eventually,
and then like it would just start fuzzing out.
hmm.
Um, I don't know if it was the paper that I was using. If like maybe a different weight paper or something would
G Pen nibs
help
or
solve
Yeah,
that,
G
because
Pen.
it only ever really happened on manuscript
Uh,
paper.
I
Like it wouldn't happen on like printer paper or sketchbook paper or anything like that. But like anytime I was actually using it on the paper that I was doing the final product on, it would fuzz out a lot.
yeah, I've had problems with um. I've used Pilot ink, which a lot of people praise, but I've always had problems with, and um, I've always just had really good luck with the Leader 4 and like 6. I think I started using the Leader 6 because it's Indian proof, or it's Indian ink and waterproof, and that's usually what I've been using, but I also switched over to just using some type of Indian ink because it's like a lot darker.
Maybe I'll try using that. Like I've pretty much exclusively switched to like as far as character inking goes, I pretty much just use brush pens now.
Brush pens.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I started using brush pens like I guess a few years ago, like for the characters, because you get the same line variation, but like I wasn't having to deal with like the bleeding issue.
Yeah.
So like I've just been using brush pens ever since.
I've never really messed around with brush pens. What type of sizes do they got?
I mean they like literally every size that you could think of. Like let me see what the
Is there like a certain size that you use like to do most of your like inking in?
Yeah, let me find it. I have no idea.
They sell it in like medium, large, and fine, I'm pretty sure, which are just pretty basic. Like the Pentel ones, they're pretty versatile with the kinds of lines you can make with them.
Yeah, they really are. Like I a lot of American comic book artists, some of the Japanese ones that I've seen, use brush pens too.
Is there like Takahiko Ino or something like that? The guy who did what's that one called? It starts with a V, I'm pretty sure. It was like a samurai one.
Yeah,
Vagabond.
Vagabond. Yep.
Yeah,
That's it.
I think so. There's a couple
Mm.
like, yeah. So I have two that I use primarily. This one is kind of a harder tip. This is actually like a calligraphy pen, and I have no idea what brand this is, but I got it from Hobby Lobby,
Dang.
and this one I use quite a bit. And then I've just got this one, which is by Pigma. Just
Oh,
Pigma.
Pigma. Yeah, Pigma.
And I use this one for usually this one I'll use for like the closer shots, and then for the finer lines, I'll use this other one that I got, the calligraphy pen.
So did you use those when you were inking like the last revision that you did of Game Kid? Were you using those to ink it with?
I don't know. That's a great question. That was a long time ago. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the pages. I should be able to tell by looking at it.
I remember Game Kid. It was great.
Yeah.
I'm setting up my webcam so I can have some footage here.
Okay. All the pages. I'm glad I didn't throw these away.
Oh yeah, I keep all my drawings too.
What is this?
Like in a briefcase.
See, can you guys see?
Yep.
What do I found stuff. What are these?
Then you get an extra webcam. My webcam's just attached to my laptop.
I bought this just so I could stream. It's a Logitech thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm using. I found Imagination Wars pages that I never inked.
Oh, nice.
I think you showed me a few of them before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have. Remember that weird jerry-rigged fountain pen
Is that
with
it?
the G pen in it? Yep, the sparkly pen. But here it is. Not sure if you can see it, but it's a zebra pen in there.
Yep, it's trying to focus.
That's cool. How well does it work? Does it like drip at all?
It doesn't bleed or it doesn't drip at all. I think I have to refill it though. But I have this little piston converter.
What is
Let me
it?
see.
Like
Like
in
I have to
briefcase.
go grab the ink. See,
Oh,
can you
okay,
guys
so this
see?
is kind of old, but this was.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure this was done with. Yeah, this was
What
done with brush.
I found stuff.
What
Just
are
making
these?
sure you get an extra webcam. My webcam's just attached to my laptop.
I bought
Yeah, I
this
use this
just so I
Noodler's
could
ink
stream
for
all the
Okay.
fountain pens, and it works pretty good.
That's what you use. What brand of ink is that?
it's Noodler's, and it's just the black.
Never heard of that brand before.
Yeah, it's mainly with fountain pens and stuff.
That's,
Like I have another one here. It's a Twisby. I tried to fit a G pen in this one, but it didn't work. But it's all right for sketching and stuff. I heard you can fit a G pen in the Noodler's Ahab fountain pen as well.
Dang man, I've got stuff in here I don't even remember drawing.
me.
I'm gonna leave that out.
Right.
Dude, I still have like tone from like when I first started drawing. This stuff probably isn't even sticky anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I still have my stash, my tone stash.
Oh, here's that last comic I was working on that I
Oh.
I didn't even scan these in.
Okay, I just want to let you know that you're going to be showing that on YouTube if you want to show it. I'm still recording this.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
damn.
Yeah, nice. I saw a few pages of that one. I think you sent over Messenger a while back.
Yeah, that was what I was working on at the time. Dude, a lot has happened in the last year and a half. Like,
Yeah.
so one of the biggest reasons why I stopped drawing was because I was in a relationship, and the girl that I was in a relationship with was needy, I guess, would be a nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the amount of time that I could dedicate to that was getting shorter and shorter. And like before that, I was drawing like hours a day. Like I'd get off work and I would just draw. I would just draw all night, and that's all I would do, like every day. And that didn't work. So I had to cut back, and then we broke up, and I moved like 3 times and changed jobs several times. And now I'm finally at a point where like I can actually dedicate time to something again. So
Yeah. Oh, that's good to hear. I'm glad the whole original team is finally getting back together. It's good to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
these are, what is this?
Hmm?
I think at one point I started to redo the whole dry razors thing, like the very first idea that I had. I think I had started to redesign the characters. I think. I had too much stuff that I was trying to do all at once. So these are actually not too bad. Maybe I should finish that one. There's 4 pages done that I never scanned in, so What is this? I did find papers. So that's good.
Yeah, right now I'm just recording the Google Live Hangout feed, so before I was just recording my screen, but I have it recording the feed
Okay.
right now.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that you can't use Google Hangouts anymore to like live stream on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, YouTube is, you know, been going
It's a
down.
pain sometimes.
There's too much crap on YouTube.
Yep.
I feel like it's not as fun as it used to be.
They took off some of the really good stuff on YouTube because of copyright reasons.
It's lame.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody having issues with copyright claims and copyright abuse.
How can I set up this camera to show what I'm doing?
I'm pretty sure the stream's still doing alright. I just can't really look at it because I'm like streaming it at the same time on my computer and I don't know where my phone is. But if anyone wanted to check the stream real quick just to make sure it's still working.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. Earlier, like I think for the first 30 minutes and stuff, I had the desktop audio muted so nobody wasn't picking up anybody talking. And then I fixed it.
Live.
Oh. It should be recording the Google Hangouts right now.
Oh, how do I find this?
I think I posted it on Facebook
Oh, okay.
on the group chat. Actually. Oh wait, no, I think it would. Okay, yeah, that's how I would have to. I don't know if I can edit the settings while I'm using it to stream. What was it? Let me see if I can. Display capture. I probably can. Game capture. See if I can. Who do I actually pick up? No, that's trying. Nope.
What are you whining about now? What?
Let's see. Okay. Nope. I think. Your media source? Nope.
What's this? Oh.
Okay. Good.
This is an actual, like, full page of stuff.
Okay. Yep.
So where's everybody posting stuff now? Like, are people still using like Tapastic and Webcomic or whatever, or Web?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of ads for Line, but I think a lot of people still use Tapastic.
I haven't been on there in a while.
There was one point where I would, like, for like a full month, I was just reading anything I could find on Tapastic. So yeah, people are still posting stuff on Tapastic. It just got a bigger audience now with a bigger variety of comics.
That's good.
Yep. I think there was originally one comic, I can't remember, that was on a discontinued website now that you posted, I think, the original version of Game Kid on. Then everybody just moved over to like Tapastic.
I'm pretty sure GameKid's on there.
Oh no, it is. I was talking about. I think originally you posted it on a different website.
Oh yeah, cause like
I can't
Yeah, at the
remember what it
time-
was.
I don't either actually.
Wish I could
Manga
remember.
Masters or
No, I don't think that was it.
I have
Ink something.
I think it
I-
was Ink something.
no idea.
Mm.
Um,
I wish I could remember. Because they took down that website and then everyone moved over to Tapastic. I guess there's a few other websites, but I only really use Tapastic. Because that's the only one I know about.
yeah, I think that one and Webtoon are probably the biggest that I know.
Oh
of.
yeah, and Webtoon. Yep.
I'm trying to figure out where I was going with this comic.
Yeah, if either of you guys would ever like to stream at the same time, I'm using OBS right now.
Yeah, I've got OBS. What? I'm so glad I numbered these because I had no idea what order they went in.
And I only got it set where it's gonna record whatever like I have on screen. So if I'm like drawing, it'll record that.
And
Just in case you guys ever want to post like what you're drawing like the whole time. Oh, I think I have that same pencil.
The what do you call it? The Tect 2-way.
Okay, no, that's not it. It just looks the same.
It's like a shaker pencil, so you shake it to get the lead out.
I've tried those, but I keep on shaking my hand up and down whenever I'm trying to draw, and it just makes the lead pop out.
Oh.
where is? So disorganized, man.
So yeah, I think the last two streams that I had and stuff, I was drawing with I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Jump Studio, or I think it's called Jump Paint. Yep, that's made by it. Or
Metabang.
yeah, it was Shonen Jump is kind of like I guess the sponsor of the program, but they have like some pages on there and stuff that you can practice drawing from, like One Piece. Like you could practice drawing the names, the drafts, the inking of it, and then like adding text and tones and stuff on there.
That's
And
cool.
it's a free program.
That would have been like a cool learning tool like 6 years ago.
Yep, that would have been a lot better 6 years ago. But I know they had I think another international contest until September the 22nd.
Well, that's over.
Yep. I wish I would have learned about it like sooner.
Yeah, I feel like most of the time I learn about those is kind of last minute, but even so, I never end up entering them.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep my eye out in case, like, after that one's over, they go straight into doing another contest. But it lasted from March the 22nd until September. So I guess they posted that like a long time ago.
Silent Manga Audition usually has some pretty cool contests.
Hmm.
They have them pretty frequently as well.
I'm not super familiar with that.
It's pretty much a competition where you draw silent manga, so no words. It's just a story that's universally understood without language, pretty much.
Why
That's
didn't I think about that? They stole my idea. No, I'm joking. I didn't.
that's a cool idea. I actually like that.
Yeah, it's really cool. They have some pretty cool prompts. They have like I think 2 a year.
I'm gonna take a look at that. Would you say was like the silent manga contest?
Silent Manga Audition.
Oh. Oh. Yep. I think they're already done with the one for 2019, but then at least there'll be one in 2020.
I'm not sure if I can figure out how to do this. Okay. Let's just straighten out that.
But a really cool feature of Jump Studio Paint or Jump Paint is that you can look at some of the you can look at all the entries that people submitted.
Yeah.
And it's like really cool to see like other people drawing. I'm not for sure if on a contest if you have to draw with that program specifically, but
Do other people vote on it, or is it just do they vote on it, or?
I'm not for sure who votes on it. I think it's the judges.
I need this higher. Okay, that makes sense. Just do it.
See.
Oh, nice. So now we all have our cameras and stuff set up.
Deadline
Sorta.
September the 30th.
It's gonna
Okay.
be
Mm.
kind of weird to draw like this. Let's see if I can. Maybe I shouldn't use blue ink or blue lead. Probably show it better.
I should maybe draw a joke. Now that's really interesting. One of the judges, I think, in the silent manga edition, was one of the people who drew JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Fist of the North Star. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And Yu Yu Hakusho, or not? No, that's not Yu Yu Hakusho. That's a different one. Okay, wait, that might not be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but the art style looks the same. Dang, that's really cool.
I haven't read a whole lot of manga lately. I don't even remember the last thing that I read, to be honest.
I've been reading a lot of Dr. Stone and
I have heard about that. I've heard it was good. I haven't read it though.
yeah, Made in Abyss has been pretty good as well.
I'm gonna have to look at one of these comics real quick while I'm on stream because I'm really interested to see silent comics.
What am I drawing? I don't know.
Ooh, this is a sad comic. Dang, that was super sad. I read one about a cat that was walking by somebody's house and they adopted the cat and they were a kid, but then a few years passed and they get a boyfriend and move out. Then I think the cat's left outside in the rain and gets attacked by some alley cats, and shoot away by the owners. Dang, that's a really sad story.
Indeed.
I think the last thing I reread Solanin a month ago, and I started to reread The Flowers of Evil, but that is such a heavy story.
Ah, The Flowers of Evil.
Yeah, dude, it's heavy, man.
Yeah, I read some of it, but it was definitely very strange at times.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
It reminded me of Inio Asano a lot.
Yeah, it really did. Who I really like. Like I like his. He does really interesting and kind of weird stories too. Or maybe I should say real stories. Like all his stuff feels very like real, I guess. Like grounded.
Yeah.
Oh. So I see you're using the blue lid.
I started to, but I figured it would be harder to see on this stream, so I just switched over.
It's not actually too hard. Well, yeah, I don't think it is. I don't have a problem looking at it. And they adopted the cat, and they were a kid, but then
I'm sure I can bring up my. Where's my webcam controller?
dang. Hmm.
That's probably better.
So, see, where do I get my character sketches at? Okay. Down, might be a way. Oh. Yeah. Maybe. I found out a way where I can kind of record both Google Hangouts and what I'm doing at the same time. I just put the screen off to the left side of the screen.
All right.
Nice.
It just makes recording a lot harder now. They use a separate program.
Why I don't understand why they did away with the whole Google Hangouts.
Yeah, it was back in 2013 that they did away with it. So it was quite a while ago.
Really?
Yep.
Dang.
I got a notification that they were doing away with it.
Doesn't even feel like it's been that long.
2013 or 14, I can't remember. Are you both right-handed?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I am. I'm right.
Indeed, I am.
I thought I knew somebody who was left-handed when they drew, but I can't remember now. I don't think Jeremy's left-handed. I might be wrong. I don't think he is.
He might be. I'm not sure.
So either of you have like kind of like any ideas like on like any stories that you wanted to continue drawing or anything?
Yeah, I've had a few here and
I mean,
there I'm working on.
I don't know, man. Like I've got so many stories that like I've just kind of collected over the years. Um, like that's one thing that I never have a shortage of. Uh, it's mostly just time to draw everything, and
Mhm.
then in the past too, like uh, I would end up cutting things short. With Imagination Wars and with Game Kid,
Yeah.
especially, like I kept cutting things short because like I was learning to draw as I was drawing the comics, and so I'd get to a point where I was like, these pages are like significantly better than those pages, and I didn't like the discrepancy, so I'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm just gonna shelf it and then just get better, and I'll draw this other comic,
Yeah. I know how that
you
feels.
know, yeah, and so, but I got a piece of advice, I guess, from somebody who just said that it doesn't matter. Um, if the story's good, people are going to read it anyway. So your art doesn't have to be perfect to make a good comic.
Yeah, I know like a lot of comic book artists, like in Japan when they first started out, they do a one shot. That's like the quality is a lot worse, but it's still really good because of the story.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it depends. Like, there's some people that just like no matter what they do, like their art looks amazing. But
Yep. Did you know that the creator who is drawing One Punch Man right now, all the drawings that he does, it's like all digital, which I found like really shocking for that
uh,
series.
I did not know that actually.
Yeah, like the artwork is like so detailed. Like there's a few scenes where there's nothing but like fighting happening on like a few pages, across a few pages. And the artwork just super detailed, but you wouldn't be able to tell that he did it like digitally.
I know watching like I've pretty much any time that I can find like Monban online, like I watch that, and that's made me feel better about people like digitally compositing photographs for backgrounds and stuff. Like I didn't realize that that was done as much as it is.
Yeah, it's done a whole lot. Like I think the first time I've ever heard about it being done is like in the Prince of Tennis or something. It's like a shoujo comic, I believe, but yeah, it's been done on quite a bit on most comics, or a lot of comics. I've never personally done it, but
Just like if you're like one person doing it, like that just saves so much. I mean, if it's a setting where you can get away with it, like if it's an urban setting
yeah,
and like you
it.
can make it work. Obviously, can't use it as a crutch, but like
Oh,
if you're one person drawing like a full one shot or full comic or whatever, and you're trying to like not necessarily meet a deadline, but like meet some sort of quota or whatever. Because if you're doing like a web comic, like people expect some sort of regular update,
yeah.
it's that can be really challenging to do, and without the artwork suffering.
There was, I think there was one series that like completely blew me out in the water of how like good the composite background art was. I'm gonna look it up real quick. That way I can tell you about it. It's on Webtoon now. I think originally it was on Tapastic.
Yeah, but I've seen a few episodes of Monben where like they do that. I think Inio Asano does that. A few others.
But it like completely like blew me out of the water whenever I saw it. Um, hope I can remember what it was.
I'll have to link you guys that last episode I saw because it's like one guy and he's like I don't know if it's a weekly serialization or monthly, but he does everything himself. He doesn't have any assistants.
You're
Yeah,
talking about the one with the composite backgrounds and stuff like that.
oh, there it is.
Yeah, he does.
Could have been Eating Osano.
Dang it.
It wasn't him. it was somebody else that basically does the same thing.
Hmm.
But it was really interesting. And he did like he finished I think like 15 pages in like 24 hours.
Oh, it was it. What's that? Actually, no, I don't think it was him. Because I've seen a lot of those Monben things. They're great.
Yeah, I enjoy those quite a bit. I just like seeing like other artists draw, I guess,
Yep.
especially like pros.
I know the creator or the person who draws One Punch Man. He has a YouTube channel that he uploads all his drawings to, whenever he's drawing it in live person. I find kind of crazy. The one series I was talking about, it's called I'm the Grim Reaper, and it's on Webtoons now. Originally, whenever I read it, it wasn't on Webtoons because it wasn't premium. But since it's on premium now on Webtoons, they made them delete what they had on Tapastic. Because whenever you get premium on Webtoons, you basically are paid to make the comic, so you have to like color it and make the background art a lot better, I guess.
It's kind of lame that they make you take it down from other sites.
I'm not for sure if they do that or not, but I know this person did.
Well, it has to be exclusive, I guess, since they are a competitor.
I mean, that makes sense, but like I don't think Tapastic's that way. Like I'm pretty sure like you get to
I don't think they are. It might have just been the person wanting to redirect everyone to Webtoons.
I mean, that would make sense.
Um,
Yes, but
I got like on my screen right now. I got like the. Well, actually, let me change the settings that way you guys can see it. Okay. I got the. Oh, okay. I got the page. One of the pages pulled up on the webcomic that I was talking about.
okay.
And they use like the same techniques for backgrounds and stuff. I have it like on
Oh,
Google Hangout.
they use like they don't even they just straight up grayscale it. Like
I mean, let me see if I can find like some other examples that they had. Okay, that might have been went too far. Uh, no, there's like a lot of.
oh yeah, I can see that. Well, theirs is colored too, so it kind of well partially colored.
I don't even know how they exactly go about doing it, but there's just some scenes where it seems like really realistic. They're just really good at like editing it.
Yeah, I think
Maybe I could go on to the next chapter to get some like more background art. The first chapter didn't have a whole lot. We can find it. Oh yeah, here's one scene. It just looks like too realistic for me.
yeah, I don't know if that. I mean, I feel like this would be cool like every once in a while, but like I don't think I'd want to see it all the time because like you can tell like it's just straight up cropped in there.
Yeah, it just depends on how the artist puts it in the.
Like it doesn't look like he's even like really modifying the photo at all. Like it just looks like
Yeah, I think the original comic actually had more background like art and stuff in it, but for some reason whenever they re-uploaded it, they changed the first two chapters and there's not really a whole lot of background art yet.
maybe he didn't keep the like the final pages and had to go in and put backgrounds back in.
Yeah,
'Cause
they
if
had
he
to they had to completely like redo like I think all the work that they had and redraw it and like color it this time because before they just did it black and white.
that sucks.
So it took them like a few months to start doing that again. And they took the original off like Tapastic. Oh. I'm gonna let my cat out of the room. I got the cat trapped in the room with me.
I'm pretty sure my cats are in here, unless they just disappeared.
So Zoe, I know you used to. I think there was a. Well, I think while you were working on the revision of GameKit, I believe you were you using microns to like ink that?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think that's what you had in your videos and stuff that you were using microns.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that I've got videos of me working on that stuff. Like I logged a lot of what I was doing, so I guess I could just look back and figure out what I was actually using. But yeah, I use pretty much microns and brush pens for everything now. Like
I definitely gotta try brush pens out.
eventually, I think I would like to try dip pens again, but I don't know if it's the paper or the nibs or the ink or what, but I just had a hard time with like feathering and stuff, like on the lines, and I hated that. Absolutely hated that.
Yeah, it's really personal preference for sure. Like I know, Jeremy was using microns and stuff for Reaper,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
that turned out really good. It just I suck with microns.
yeah, I mean, I like that they're consistent, but I don't like that like you don't get any line variation, which
Yeah,
is really the only other reason that I switched to brush pens because at least for the characters, like I want there to be like I want the lines to look dynamic, I guess. I don't want them to look flat. Like it's fine for backgrounds, like static things, but it doesn't work when you've got things that are in motion.
yeah, that's why I use the G pen and stuff. I've tried using like the Maru pen, the other countless types of like nibs that they got, but it just seems like I've always not had any luck with them beside the G pen.
Yeah, the Maru pen is like really the only one that I had any any amount of success with, to be honest. But I've also got a heavy hand, and I've also got like shaky hands too. So
Yep, that's why I started using blue mechanical lead to like sketch with because
yeah,
I like draw really thick lines. Then I try erasing over it, then it makes like my ink fade.
yeah, I didn't start using blue lead until Evan was talking about using it and how he didn't have to erase the lines. I was like, oh man, that's so useful.
It's great.
Yeah, it really is. Like you could just scan the document without erasing any of the lines, and you can't even see the blue lead like half the time. It's really amazing. Yeah.
So I guess I need to actually sit down and figure out what I'm gonna draw next. Like I've got a couple things that I guess could work as a one shot, but that's always like a trap for me. Like I say that and then it's like, oh man, no, this could go on forever.
Yeah, you think of like 20 chapters for like a one shot.
That happens more often than not. I'll be
Stick
like that
to
that
one
would be
ideas.
that'd be a good one shot, and then I'll think about it for like days. I'll end up fleshing it out, and
Yep. Has anyone ever seen the original one shot for Naruto, by the way?
No.
Um,
I think I did like years ago. Like
because gotta say it's like super like really weird because like Naruto's like in a modern setting and there's like mafia members or something in like the one shot, and I was like, it's really weird to see Naruto with in a modern setting with like regular people.
Yeah, I'll bet.
You know,
I'm glad they didn't keep that in the one shot or the actual series.
yeah.
Yeah, obviously it was a smart move.
I think the one shot for My Hero Academia too was a lot different than what they actually had. Like the character was a lot different, main character. I feel like most of the time they just post those one shots so that they get editors to actually like allow them to go ahead and start working on what they want to work on. Because the comics always turn out different than the one shot.
Probably because the editor's like, that's a stupid idea. Fix it.
Yep. Um. But yeah. Oh, hold on 1 second. After I saw your video, Zoe, and back in, forget when you made it, like when you were drawing on your Apple tablet, I went and bought like an Apple tablet the next day.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah. I tried it for a while, but like, it's good for illustrations. I do like it for that, but for actual comic pages, like, you don't get to see the whole page. Like, and if you're zooming out, you can, but it's, I don't know, man. Like, it's really, I find it so hard to move away from traditional because like it's everything's right in front of you.
what I would suggest is you could always take a look at the Clip Studio Paint program that they got on the Apple tablet. It's like using it on the computer, except like 10 times better.
Yeah, I don't think I used that. I don't.
Like in the video, you said that you use like the default program that came with it.
Yeah, I think I finally actually like branched out and tried some other things, but
Hmm.
like I don't think I ever found anything that I thought was like.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. You could get like a 3 month free trial, and I think it's only $10 a month.
Yeah,
Which
I mean, as far as responsiveness goes, like they're definitely like super good.
I think for the price, it's like really well done.
Like it doesn't lag at all, which is like super important when you're drawing digitally. Because I cannot stand like drag, but
Nope.
so like it definitely had that going for it. Like, and it was pretty intuitive and stuff, but I don't know, man. I like drawing on paper.
I really don't like drawing digitally either, but I did uh really like using the Apple tablet versus the tablet that I got now. Cause like the one I got's like $100 tablet, and
Yeah,
the Apple tablet's like twice as much. So I had some pretty good luck with it. And maybe at some point I would like to figure out how to like download some sketches that I draw on paper and try inking them on there to see how that looks, or maybe adding screen tones.
yeah, yeah. I That would probably be way easier to do tone and stuff like with a tablet. I never actually tried that before. I'm sure that would be
How'd
way
you
faster.
how'd you like use the tone?
Just with a mouse. Like if I'm using Clip
What?
Studio, I would just do it with a mouse.
You did it with a mouse?
Yeah.
Do you have a tablet?
No, not one for just my iPad, not the one for
Oh,
like PC or anything like that.
I didn't know. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh.
I
Hmm.
was just doing it with a mouse. I would just
And that's
use like,
crazy.
yeah, I'd use the
I can't do that with a mouse.
well, I didn't do it like freehand. I would use, well, I mean, okay, that's not true. I did do it freehand some, but anything that was not like a gradient or something or shading, I would just do dang, what's the tool? I'm just gonna open it.
I think that's kind of crazy. I've never had any luck trying to screen tone with a mouse.
Well, I mean, when I was younger, I did like a lot of Photoshop stuff, and so I just got used to doing everything with the mouse, so it didn't
Oh, okay.
feel like, yeah, it was just normal for me.
Hmm.
It is kind of a pain, I guess, but it would be way faster with the dexterity of like a pen. But
So which programs do both of you use to just like screen tone?
Manga Studio 5.
yeah,
I just making sure there was not a program that I didn't know about.
no, just that or traditional tone, which I don't use a whole lot anymore, but every once in a while I will.
Yep. If I got like really good at drawing again, and I would definitely try doing traditional. That's like really super consistent.
I just feel like it's more. I don't know, man.
It's really hard to draw or do it traditionally, but
Takes forever.
It does take
Did-
forever, but I feel
I
like it's
did the entirety of Blythe I did traditionally, and that was such a pain.
yeah, I remember you saying about that. Yeah.
Hours, hours, just sitting there, and I'm like, when is this going to be over with? I could have this done in 5 minutes on the computer.
but it also it looks different. Like it's textured differently.
It looks so much better when you do it traditionally.
Yeah, I mean, there's some artists that do like really, really, really good digital work, and like theirs is like unique, and it's got like, you know, it just looks good. I'm
Yeah.
not one of those. I'm not one of those people. Like I'm already not that talented of an artist to begin with. So yeah, I'm not about to switch mediums.
Yeah, it's really hard to draw digitally. I can draw digitally, but it takes me like 3 times as long.
I just don't want to stare at a screen for that long. I guess like that's part of it too.
Definitely feels better to draw regularly on traditional paper.
I don't know, man. I like the way pencils look.
Hmm.
This is how I always end up coming up with comic ideas. I just draw some random character, and it turns into a story.
Yeah, that's a really good way to go about doing it. There's some people who'll just make a story then draw the characters, but I do the same thing too. I'll just draw characters then make a story.
Yeah, I mean it's not always, but very often, like I'll draw a character and I'll be like, what kind of person is that? What are they like? What kind of world do they live in?
Pretty sure some comic artists probably do that too.
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me.
Nope. And usually I think I'll like draw digitally and or traditionally, and then when I go to like do the betas and stuff where you fill in like the black areas, I usually do that digitally, because every time I've tried it traditionally, there'd always be like fades in the black areas and stuff that I would draw with. So I've just switched over to doing like betas and stuff digitally and like screen tones.
You can fix that with the tone curve as well if you put a correction layer over the ink.
And then
Yeah.
I don't think I messed with that.
Yeah, I haven't had too many issues scanning in like full blacks and stuff. I do it pretty much all traditionally. I will make some corrections digitally. Just stuff that's you just can't do with whiteout, and I don't want to redraw. Um, or like simple stuff like just cleaning up like panel lines and stuff like that. It's just easier to do just to crop it off.
Dang, I think I was drawing on the same layer for each of the different colors that I drew.
Ooh.
Oh well.
Yeah,
Just a sketch layer anyway.
that's happened to me more times than I can count. It sucks.
Yep. I definitely like to get better digitally with drawing. Just takes a lot of more effort than doing traditional.
I think it's just complicated in a different way. Like whereas like with pencils, you like the challenge is like once you're done sketching, like you can't and you start inking, you can't just move something. Like digitally, like you can if something's a little off, you can crop off a whole arm, move it over, and then fix it. But with traditional, like you're stuck. You either have to draw it all over again, or cut off a chunk of page and try to redraw it on a different piece of paper. But like digital definitely has that going for it. But I don't know. I think both have like their strengths and weaknesses. I definitely like digital for some things. Like some things I think look better digitally than traditional. But for me, like American comics, for example, like they're pretty much all finished digitally. Like
Yeah.
all the coloring and stuff is done digitally. A lot of times, like the inking will be done digitally, and like that's the look, and that makes sense for like Batman and stuff like that. But when it comes to like black and white stuff, I feel like having the texture adds a little more depth to it if you're not coloring it in. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but
There's a lot of comics now that use color, and I'm surprised like on how fast they could get it all colored because it like I just not really good at coloring.
I'm not either. But like I'm colorblind, so dealing with
Yeah.
colors is not something that I've ever been good at. So I don't know, but I like black and white anyway. Like I really enjoy manga. Like it doesn't bother me. Like I don't feel like it's missing something like not being colored.
Yeah.
And it also adds like a ton of more work. Like
You have to add in more details just with like inking rather than using colors and shading.
well, I feel like especially with webcomics, like if you don't have a team of people, you're doing everything yourself and you're trying to update consistently. And a lot of webcomics suffer because of that. Like there's no way that they can like meet their full potential or whatever as far as quality and like detail goes if they're having to draw, ink, and color and post on a regular basis. Like you're gonna sacrifice something somewhere unless you're doing it full time.
Yeah,
Like
usually I think I see it like in the backgrounds is what they sacrifice most of the time. Backgrounds and like maybe less shading with the colors.
yeah, but I mean at that point it just starts to look flat. So
Well, the background's one of the most important parts. It's what gives your characters context in the story. Otherwise, they're just a bunch of floating talking heads. So what's the point?
that's true. And there's definitely some examples of that. Like you've got to have context. Like you gotta have some kind of setting, or else. I mean, there's times where you can get away with it when it's just conversation and like you've already established where they're at and what's going on.
Yeah,
But
like if
like,
you want to make a scene more emotional and draw the characters in, that way people just focus on the characters and stuff.
yeah, like scenarios like that makes sense. But there's some artists that just their backgrounds are just so good. Like it's interesting to look at. It makes the page more interesting to look at. Like people focus on the art more. Which I'm not super good at backgrounds, but I would like to be.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah, but there's just like
Eh.
the level of detail in some of the comics that and manga and stuff that I see is just insane.
There's a few really good books. I can't remember. I don't have them with me right now that I've used to learn about perspectives because it just all comes down to 1 point perspective, 2 point, and like 3 points really, and just making sure that you stick with it. But most of the time, the perspective lines are like off, or the point of origins like off the page, so that's what makes it harder.
Yeah.
Really keep everything uniform.
Well, and the more you add to the background, the more complicated it starts to get. Especially if you're doing like really detailed things like cities that have like a lot of stuff going on. You've got cars and like windows through shops and just a lot of stuff.
Do you do that screen tone traditionally?
But on this page,
Yeah.
yeah, this is all traditional.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen that page before.
Yeah, this one I was like trying to, I guess, go back to doing everything traditionally pretty much. There's some stuff that I would have had to clean up digitally if I'd scanned this in. Like some of these lines are a little
Ooh.
shaky up here at the windows and stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was trying to do everything kind of traditionally. I was also trying to do it sort of minimalistic. Like this page doesn't really have much tone on it at all, and I probably wouldn't have added a ton to it looking at it.
Hmm.
Like this one, I had a lot of stuff that I had to try to fix. This all would have had to be
Oh, I can
fixed.
see. Yeah, I can see that white out.
Yeah. Same over here. I totally jacked up her mouth, so I probably would have had to fix that again digitally as well. But
Would you say on that one? Did you use the brush pen?
let's see. Yeah. I think I mixed it actually.
Brush pen and like microns or something?
You know what? I think I used this.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure.
What about for the backgrounds?
For the backgrounds, I would have used microns.
Yeah, I was gonna say I never had any luck with backgrounds except when I use microns. Like I cannot draw a background like with like a dip pen. I don't know if you have this problem, Ethan, but I cannot draw backgrounds with like dip pens.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
easier if you use a spoon nib.
Oh, you mean like? I think I know what you're talking about.
Trying to find the dang thing. Oh, here it is. One of these.
Is it called like what's the name of it?
I think it's a Saji pen.
Saji pen. Yeah, that's it.
These are really nice for backgrounds because they don't have a lot of flex to them. It's a pretty uniform line.
Yeah, that's the only issue I've ever had. Was I would try using a G pen to draw background with the roller.
A G pen for backgrounds.
Yep.
Good idea.
It makes like you'll have like lines that are bleeding, then some lines that are thicker and thinner.
Yeah, or you'll smear your hand through the pools of ink by accident that it leaves on the page.
Yep, I just prefer microns to do backgrounds. Actually, what did you use to do backgrounds on your comic? Did
Me?
you? Yeah.
I usually use the Saji pen. That's what I mostly use my dip pens and stuff. They're just so much fun.
I think I've tried using a few different pen nibs before, but The only other one I was really good with was just the Maru pen.
Yeah, I have one of those tiny little holders for it, but I need to get more nibs, more Maru nibs.
They're really good for like doing really fine detail.
Actually, wait, I have a little box of them here.
Oh,
Yeah, I've still got some. I need to get more ink though.
yep. My ink's like all dried out, and I'm like, it's a full
What?
bottle.
What ink do you use?
I use Pilot, the drafting, this stuff.
Is that the one with the white or the blue or the gold or whatever on the label?
White.
It's, I think it's gold or something. The drafting one.
Yeah. So I can't.
I have a box around here somewhere.
Okay. I'm trying to find where my ink is at. Because I've switched around between a few different brands. I think the current brand I'm using is called Black Ink. It's Kuretake Black Ink.
All the Sumi ink stuff.
Yep. The Indian ink.
Yeah, that stuff's pretty good. I got a
And
few bottles of it.
You said you use what? The drafting ink?
Yeah, I use the Pilot drafting ink.
Okay. I don't even remember what type that I was using. I'll have to go back and look at the video from like freaking 4 years ago. But I do need to get more ink, so maybe I'll try a couple different ones.
I found my other ink that I would use. I think it was the Leader Black Ink number 4.
Deleter.
Those are the two that I would use. Or Black Ink 6, but I think I've usually used 4.
I'll try a couple different ones. See if I can find something I like.
Yeah, I've never had luck with Pilot, so I wish I would have more luck with it, but every time I like erase the lines and stuff, it kind of just fades whenever I scan it in.
Damn, it's weird.
Yep. I
What are you drawing on?
well, I did it a few times whenever I was like using just regular like draft, or there's a few times I tried it on just like regular copy printer paper. Then there was a few times I tried it on like the later manga paper, and I think it's just that I erase really thick and like draw really thick. So
Well, maybe
Try getting the 135 kilogram weight stuff.
I wonder.
That's a little thicker.
Are
So
you talking about like the Kent paper? I think that's what it's called.
I think Bristol board,
Yeah.
like that. Just
look.
really thick paper.
Let me,
And that's usually good. Thick, smooth paper.
let me see what type of deleter paper I was using before. I think it was the A4. Yep,
Yeah, I was using
it was the A4.
I was using the 135 kilogram A4 paper,
Yep, that's what I was using.
and this stuff was like, I don't know, it's really smooth. I wish it was a little more absorbent. I think maybe that was my issue with some of the dip pens.
yeah, I used the deleter before.
And it usually works pretty good.
I know a lot of people use the B4 paper and stuff.
Well, if we're using the same weight and the same brand, then it may be, I don't know, maybe it was the ink I was using? Or the nib? I don't know.
It's rather odd.
Or maybe I just suck at using dip pens. That's definitely a possibility.
Could be.
It could also just depend on which brand you're using. Some brands are harder to use.
I think the only two that I tried was Deleter had a G Pen nib, and then Zebra nibs were the only two that I tried.
Yep.
Maybe I should do some traditional tones on this guy's head.
just for some old time's sake.
It's gonna take you like 4 hours.
Not this small drawing.
Oh, it was a joke. Yeah, I think I've always preferred the leader pins for some reason, because I think that's what I grew up with, and then I tried Zebra, and for some reason I've still stuck with the leader.
I think if you're used to something, like, you might as well just stick
I'm
with it.
pretty sure that's what it is too, because there's people that only use microns, and whenever they try using like dip pins and stuff, they just go back to using micron, but they're really good with it.
Somehow the bottom of my tripod is covered in ink. I guess it's because my inkwell was underneath the tripod, but at least I get on my drawing. I'll be right back. I'm gonna wash my hands.
Okay.
Oh. You using your brush pen right now?
This is the calligraphy pen that I was talking
Oh,
about.
the calligraphy.
Yep.
Yeah, I would
It's-
like. I think I had one of those, but I never had like a thin enough one to actually draw with.
Yeah, they come in different sizes. I think this one was like the smallest one I could find. It's basically a brush pen, but it's just like the tip is much harder,
Yep.
so you've got a little more control, I guess.
Yep.
So you can get like pretty small, pretty thin lines and pretty thick lines. So like got some pretty decent line variation, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to try using like a thinner like brush pen at some point. I just haven't found like the right brand I like yet.
Yeah, I got turned on to trying to use it after watching a video about the artist from Hellboy, who does all of his inking with a brush pen. I was like, oh man, I never thought about that before. And then I started looking it up, and
Yeah, that one artist that did like Vagabond, that was all brush.
yeah, I didn't find out it was as common until much later. You know, everybody watches Bakuman and they think you got to use a G pen nib. But I was the same way.
That's actually where I first found out about the G pen nib. I was like, I've just been drawing before, but now I'm gonna start inking, and then that's how I found out about dip pens.
All right, my hands aren't covered in ink anymore. Always good.
Welcome back.
Nope. What type of eraser are you using to erase
Sakura.
I've heard good things about those erasers.
They're best. Those mono erasers do not compare. I have one right here, but they don't do nearly as well as these.
Is it because that one's like kind of like not as soft around the edges? It's like not as needed, I guess.
Well, like all the shavings kind of bunch up better. It just picks up way more because it's like a foam plastic eraser.
I'll have to try those because the mono erasers were like the best eraser that I'd ever used. Like, and that's like I went on like a hunt to try to find a good eraser for so long. Like
Yeah.
I'd go to Hobby Lobby and spend like $6 on an eraser, and then get home and it would just streak everything.
Unless you're spending like $10 on an eraser, it's not good enough.
Yeah, well, these are like 80 cents for one of these.
What?
And so, like, it's a pretty good deal
80
for
cents.
for what you're getting. Like, it's a nice eraser.
Dang.
The mono erasers aren't that expensive either, but like the actual artist erasers, like in my experience, almost always suck.
Yep. That's I think they do too. I think it's more for like charcoal, like drawings, I believe. But they suck.
They're awful.
Yep.
It really depends because they do have like the brown gum erasers, which are meant for smudging and blending.
Oh, maybe
then-
that's why it was smudging everywhere. I just didn't know what I was. I didn't know
And
what I
then
was buying.
Then there's the
kneaded erasers, which are used for forming a fine tip or even erasing a sketch to make more of a ghost outline.
Oh.
Yeah.
But those are like two erasers that I see a lot of people like try to use and get confused. They're like, these things suck. And it's like, well, they're for graphite. So
Yeah, they don't actually research their erasers before they use them.
Now I just go back in the day. I would just go to Hobby Lobby. Like, I need some erasers. Here's the eraser section. I guess I'll buy this expensive one.
yep, it has to be the best one.
Yeah.
Most American racers suck.
Yeah, there's
Most of it's from Japan.
yeah, but that kind of goes to say for most stationary supplies.
Yeah.
Intel
Yeah.
and Pilot. Everybody loves their G2s, their Pilot G2s.
Their GTs are really good.
Yeah, they're great.
They're the only ones I use.
I use. What do I use? What is this? I don't even know what this is. What pen? What pencil is this?
Dead eye is too big.
I don't know. These are the two pencils I use. These are the same like two that I've used for. Well, I mean the Pentel one I've used for ever.
Oh.
Like since I started, and then this one I use for the blue ink.
All right, I have screen tone. But my knife may not have blades.
Oh. Your
Oh.
your X-Acto knife, is that what you're using?
Yeah, I use this little box cutter. Oh wait, I have. Yes.
Did you find more luck with like using a box cutter or just using like an X-Acto knife?
Well, I tried those like really pointy X-Acto knives, but you couldn't scratch the tone at all, and it always ripped.
Yeah.
I tried the Deleter tone knife, and it was pretty much just a gimmick, labeling a regular X-Acto knife a tone knife. But then I saw people on Monben and other stuff using these, so I got one, and it actually works really well for scratching tone.
What is it?
It's just a basic X-Acto utility knife, like a little mini box cutter with like one of these small
Okay.
box cutter blades.
Yeah, I've always seen people use those, and I've never seen anybody actually use an X-Acto knife, to be honest, except for just cutting it out. For
Yeah,
scratching, you always see people using box cutters.
These are great. But I might as well use this tone because I have a stash of it. So if I'm going to do a little sketch, character design, might as well.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
I would join you, but I am honestly not sure where my knife is. I have tone, but I don't have my knife, which is a problem.
Which knife were you using? Just like an X-Acto knife?
No, I was using like one of those screen tone scratcher things. It's got like the little weird square blade.
Oh. Oh.
There's also these things, which are kind of pointless, but I guess they're convenient sometimes.
Well, when your tone is old, I'm sure it comes in handy. It's weird drawing without music. Like I'm so used to, like anytime I draw, I just have like a playlist that I just listen to, and it's strange to me to just kind of sit in silence and draw.
Yeah, I usually have a playlist as well, but sometimes like I just don't want to listen to anything. So I just sit in silence. There's no good music to find. The Bakuman songs used to get me hyped up.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Shoot, they still get me hyped up. This thing might be running out of ink. I've had it for like a couple years.
His face is free from the cover. At last.
So satisfying.
Indeed. Just peeling it off.
You know, one of the good things about blue ink is that it's not as misleading when you're inking. Because you can ink something over top of like regular lead and then think that your line is thicker than it is, and then erase
Yeah.
it, and you're like, oh crap, that line looks weird.
Yeah, you erase and you have to touch it up.
Blue lead's a little easier to work with because like you can actually see where the actual line, like the final ink or whatever, is actually going down at.
Yeah. All right. Now I just gotta highlight his face. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done any tone work.
Yeah, same. It's been a long time. I was looking at my channel the other day and I realized like I've had the channel for like 6 or 7 years now. It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Wow. Yeah, I think I started mine in 2013 when I started drawing. Honestly, getting the same effect that you get with scratching tone is really difficult to do in a digital program.
But yeah, it's super super difficult. It's almost impossible. Like especially if you're trying to scratch like clouds or something.
Yeah, or even like these tiny little highlights in the hair.
Yeah. It just doesn't look the same.
Because when you use the tip of your knife, it's like such a fine point scraping off the tiny little dots. So it makes a small but big difference at the same time with each stroke. I feel like to do that on the computer, you have to make your cursor super tiny, and it's just really inaccurate, and it doesn't have nearly as much. How would you say it? Deliberate, like as much of a deliberate look that traditional has.
Yeah. No, yeah, I definitely agree.
Oh, I dropped the back of my knife. No.
That's why like the only time I did tone, I almost never did any shading on it. Like it would just be solid. Because like trying to get that same effect was like just not happening.
Yeah, I usually ended up using, for digital at least, like eraser, but I would use the fuzzy one,
Yeah.
like the non-sharp one, so I could kind of make these faded gradient highlights, and that kind of worked, but it doesn't have that raw manga feel, if you will.
Yeah.
All right, what to draw next? I'm going to move this down a little closer. You know, honestly though, it's just fun to get back together and draw again.
Yeah, dude, it really is. Like that was one of the things that I enjoyed most about it. Like
Yeah, just the sense of community. It's great. What little there are left of us on YouTube, at least.
yeah, it's yeah. There's not many. I guess there was just like a fad or something at the time.
It
Like
was Bakuman, for sure.
I feel like Bakuman had already ended. Like
Well, it was probably around the time it started getting distributed in the U.S. that everybody was kind of discovering
oh,
it, and
I didn't even
they're
think
all like,
about that.
they're all like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing."
That actually makes a lot of sense because I don't think I ever watched it dubbed. I just watched it subbed. So now that you say that, like it was probably a year or something afterwards that they would have released the dub or something like that.
I don't know if it got dubbed. I just mean by the time it got like licensed and spread around in the
Ah,
in the U.S. or in any Western country for that matter.
Well, that's cool. I mean, Bakuman was definitely popular for sure. I didn't realize it would have that much of an impact, though. I mean, it definitely makes me want to draw every time I watch it.
Yeah, that used to be. If I was ever feeling down in the dumps, I would watch some, and it would always get me back in the mood.
Man, I haven't watched it in a while. Maybe I need to start Bakuman back up. Get some inspiration.
Yep, inspiration juice.
Eyeball is a little crooked. Oh man. Well, I guess that's good as that needs to be. What else should I draw?
Oh,
Did you ever see the live action movie?
For Bakuman?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
it
you
was
like
pretty
it?
disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
oh, I'm back now. I had like a 13-minute phone call.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no worries. I noticed you kind of went AFK.
yeah, I was like, where is he at?
Disappeared. So you were talking about the live action Bakuman movie. I've never seen a good live action movie, so that just kind of summarizes everything.
Oh yeah.
Battle Angel Alita was good.
I never seen that. Was that based off a comic or was that like an original story for the movie?
No, it was based off the manga.
Hmm.
It's pretty accurate too. Like it's probably
Well, I felt like I don't know. The manga wasn't really that great to begin with, in my opinion, at least.
no, it
So,
wasn't, but like it translated really well to the big screen, I think. Like the movie I thought was good. Like as far as adaptations go, that was pretty good.
It had a good
Um,
director in it too. I forget who it was.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other
Oh,
live action movies that were
th-
good.
there was technically one. I don't. It was made by the creator of Bakuman and Death Note. They drew the manga for it, but it was originally a light novel, and I
Oh
think it was
yeah,
called All You Need, or
yeah.
all
All
you
you need
need
is kill.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
the
that
movie
one.
was fantastic. Like it was still really good. It was a
It
different story, but
it wasn't awful. Um, but like I think Tom Cruise is a little old to be playing the main character.
really old. The
Did
character
you
was like supposed to be like 30 or something, 20 or 30.
did any of y'all ever read Blame?
I have not.
I don't think so.
It's a really good manga, but it got an anime adaptation, like a movie, but it was in CG, and it's actually not too bad for as far as CG goes, because generally it's an absolute shit show, like Berserk, for example. But
Mm-hmm.
the movie for Blame was actually really good, and the fighting scenes and cinematography was just amazing. Like in some fight scenes near the end, it was just like, holy crap, this is epic.
The only, I think, manga that I've seen turned into like a full CG like cartoon is Aging Demi-Humans.
Oh yeah.
I originally started watching that or reading that like on some off-brand website because I don't think it like Shonen Jump or anything, but whenever I saw that it like got turned into like a cartoon adaptation, I was like, dang, this must be really popular. But then it was like all on CD.
Yeah, it's sometimes it can be a real turn off.
Yeah, I was like, I think it was really good art too. It just whenever it turned into CD, it was a lot weirder.
Yeah, a lot. It's just so jarring sometimes to see the kinds of character designs that get animated in CG. It's just
Mm-hmm.
really weird.
Yeah. 20th Century Boys is good. As far as like adaptations go, 20th Century Boys was good. I think the Solane movie was good too. Um, um, yeah, there's a couple. It's not a ton though.
Which remember I heard about the creators of Death Note making like another comic. I looked at it after like they made Bakuman and it was like really weird. I think it was
Platinum End.
yeah, I liked it a lot, but it was like really weird to go from like Bakuman to like Platinum In kind of.
I've been collecting the volumes and really keeping up on it, and it's really good. It's like
Is it still going?
Is it? Yeah.
it's like if you took Death Note and made it. I don't know if you made it a little less edgy per se, but it was really cool. Like the whole concept with angels and arrows and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I only read the first volume, but every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I need to catch up on that. Is it still ongoing though, or has it ended?
I'm pretty sure it's ongoing. I stopped around volume 8.
Hmm. I think I only like read up to the first volume. Now I was like trying to figure out what was going on
I'm gonna
because it
look
was
it
like
up real
so
quick.
much different. I really
It's
did like it a lot.
it's definitely like a psychological Death Note style story, but I really like it. I think it definitely is a great use of their talents. Like the artwork is just astonishing on some pages.
Oh yeah,
Let's
I mean,
see.
he's always been really good at drawing. I think I can't remember both the creators' name, but I think Takeshi Obata was the person who drew the art.
Yeah, he is. But I just think he really took a step up uh, from Bakuman to Platinum End in artwork wise. It was just
It must be
beautiful.
pretty. It must be pretty good because it's on. It's still going, and it's been going since 2015. So
Yeah, it's been going a long time.
like 4 years is
Hmm.
pretty good. I'm gonna have to read it.
Dang,
Like I need to catch up.
I didn't even know it was still going.
Yeah, I didn't either. I thought it had ended. I didn't realize it was like
Yeah, I
gonna
thought it
be.
was like a short story or something.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a couple volumes or something, but huh.
I know the backgrounds on like Death Note and Bakuman and Platinum End were like really good too. And like in All You Need Is Kill, the manga adaptation, they're all like fantastic backgrounds. And I always like wanted to try drawing backgrounds in like that much realism, but like it's super hard.
Yeah, references definitely help a lot because there's a lot of details that you can easily forget that you
Um,
need to add.
I remember reading through Death Note and in the I think 13th volume, which was the
The
uh
special edition one.
yeah, that was like a special edition, like behind the scenes and stuff. They said that whenever they drew the scenes when Nier was messing around with a bunch of, I think it was dice or dominoes or something, that took them like a super long time to draw each individual like dice or domino that they were drawing because there's like over like 1,000 of them.
Ah,
They had to draw each individually, so he made the assistants draw it.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd be like, hey guys, we're gonna be drawing like 1,000 dominoes.
Dude, I would just import a PNG of a dice that I drew, and I would import like 3 of them, put them into like a texture tool in Manga Studio, and just have them randomize. And I would just scribble around. I don't know why you would bother.
Yeah, but I mean, back then they didn't have anything that fancy back then, so
It's poor folks. I'm sure that and they still had Manga Studio
Yeah, I mean,
when that was coming
back in
out.
Death Note. Yeah.
yeah, I had Photoshop 6 back back before Death Note came out. So Photoshop was a thing. Like you could do that in Photoshop, even Photoshop 6. Like
It just sounds like such a pain to draw a bunch of dice over and over and over.
Yeah, I believe it was he made like a tower of dice.
It's poor assistants.
yeah, that would suck, man. I would not want to be that assistant. Like, what do you do? Oh, well, I've been drawing dominoes for a week and a half.
What's your purpose here? Oh, I draw the dice.
They bring in a specialty guy.
Yeah, I'm the dice / domino drawer specialist. I have a website. I sell dice and dominoes and portraits of dice and dominoes. So
He's
please take a visit.
the same guy that drew the Dungeon Dice Masters and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
They just bring him in anytime anybody that draws manga needs
Call the dice specialist.
Yeah, exactly.
They can make puns about him being a dicey guy.
That was a really good audio effect.
Well, I have this microphone for recording like music and stuff. So if I get up really close, it sounds super in detail. Weird.
Yeah,
But I still think it's really crazy how the person who is drawing One Punch Man right now, like, I believe he does everything digitally, and with some of the like backgrounds, like, it just baffles me. Like, if he does this like all digitally, like I have it pulled up on my screen, like where it shows like the clouds and the earth like splitting into two, like that would just blow my mind how he does that, like
Yeah,
all
that's
digitally.
Crazy.
What's the name of the artist?
I think.
Yeah, no,
he
he's
worked
got-
on iShield 21 before.
He's got like pages. Apparently, he streams sometimes. He's got pages up,
Yeah.
like where he's like drawing or whatever. But this is traditional.
I might be wrong, but I thought I heard in an interview or something they use a lot of digital art in there too.
I'm sure they do. Like, I think we're at a point now where like people mix quite a bit.
Yeah,
Well,
actually,
switching to digital tones just because of the expense for buying all of those physical tones and
it takes longer too.
yeah.
Well, they also like they don't last forever either. Like especially some of the ones that I've got like are still good, but some of them like have just not retained their stickiness and they just peel right off.
Yeah, I got some Letraset tones that did that to me. The Letrasets weren't nearly as good as the deleters.
Yeah, it could have been how I stored them too. I don't know. Like maybe I don't know.
Sucks because you spend all that work putting it on, and then when you take the tool to it, it's like it won't stick.
Yep.
It's like, oh, just did all that for no reason.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna get off here for a bit and grab some food real quick. If you guys are still on when I get back, I'll hop back on.
Yep, I don't mind staying on all night. Don't get anything to do tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll probably be on for a little bit longer, but I have to work in the morning.
Oh, yeah, that's understandable. Do you usually work on the weekends then?
My schedule's back and forth. Like I think this coming week I'm off Wednesday, and then I think I'm off Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, let me see.
All right. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here. It's good chatting with you guys, and if you're still on when I get back, I'll hop back on.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
It was
All
good
right,
to chill with you.
you guys better have some stuff planned the
Mhm.
next time we do a full stream. I want to hear ideas and plans for the future.
Yeah.
I will tell you that I do believe I wouldn't be able to do a stream the upcoming weekend because I'm gonna be gone for the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Hmm.
But other than that,
That's totally fine.
yeah.
And if we can't stream next week, then that gives you an extra week to
Hmm.
think of something.
Yeah. I really need to settle for an idea that I'm gonna really work on full force.
Same.
Yeah.
All right. I'll catch you guys later.
Peace, man.
Yeah.
See ya.
Ah. Now, we shall see if we're here long enough for him to return.
Yeah. I'll probably still be on. Anyway, yeah, usually once a month I'll be gone for like maybe 2 or 3 days mandatory, so but other than that, most of the time I should at least be able to do like 3 streams maybe. But you guys can always do streams without me.
Yeah. Well, we
Just whatever
definitely
works
gotta
out.
get the group together more.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go get more tea. I'll be back.
Okay.
And tea to draw.
Okay. I'm gonna full screen this right now. It's really hard to draw whenever you're. Oh. How many gigabytes is that one file, by the way? That's on my desktop. Ooh. It's gonna be a really big file. I think it's still going. Yep. Still going. OBS still going. Yep. Yeah, that's gonna be a really big file. Hope it's not messing up too much. Definitely would be a lot easier if I could just use Google Hangouts. I think usually when I record, oh, hold on. Sorry. Usually when I record for like 4 hours, I think the video size is like 20 gigabytes. I think the stream automatically uploads to YouTube once it's done anyway. Okay, so for some reason this brush set is too big for me. It's okay, that's too small. That's just right. Actually, I could probably, I don't know the shortcuts on here. Is it Control left, Alt right? I get the shortcut key. It definitely used to be a lot more used to this. No, that's not gonna work. Where's my, there it is. Okay. I wish I just had a regular webcam. That wouldn't be pointing directly at me. Ooh, okay. I'm pretty sure some of his, okay, yeah, his eyes are, need to go up a little bit higher. Oh, my internet's probably dying right now. I'll message you back in a little bit. Actually, did anyone hop on YouTube? I haven't checked that. Knee slapper. Are you still watching this? You could have told me you were watching it. I do believe that the nose and the eye placement's gonna have to change a little bit. Oh, one of my cats went to my room. My cats are really pushy. My cats are really pushy sometimes. Okay. I do believe. Hopefully my cat doesn't try to knock the tablet on the ground again. Nope. Okay, we're good. The cat's distracted. Time to draw.
Yo.
Oh, I see that you're back.
Indeed.
Me.
I was working on some weird, like, steam engine designs the other day. Like this weird thing.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty weird. I
And,
like it.
some interesting doodles, stippling and stuff.
Yeah, I've tried some of those techniques out before. They're just really hard to kind of like master and use correctly whenever you're drawing.
Yeah, stippling's fun though. This one turned out pretty cool. It said this night. I got hiccups. If I can pull it up. Jeez. There we go. Okay, found him. This one right here. If I can get him to actually get in frame.
And that's like something from like Berserk or something.
Yeah, it definitely reminded me of that.
Dang.
But I like the chainmail. I just like drawing armor and stuff.
Yeah, ever since I've seen Full Metal Alchemist, I was like, armor's cool.
Yeah. I was actually just recently watching Full Metal Alchemist.
The original or Brotherhood.
It was Brotherhood.
I was gonna say, I don't even know if they still stream the original anywhere. Unless you just like go on a website that has like free anime on it.
Yeah. I heard that Brotherhood was way better anyways though, because it tended towards more of the original storyline.
Yeah, apparently pretty early on the anime caught up to the manga, so they were just making up a story for it. But it didn't end up tending too far away from the actual like final story, which was kind of strange. Which I never knew like how early on. It was like pretty early on that they actually caught up. So that's why there was some like really big variances and stuff. But I kind of like the original too, just because like it was different. But I like Brotherhood. It was a lot more refined. But the thing is, like with Brotherhood and stuff, they start off automatically assuming that you know who Edward is.
Yeah.
Which in Fullmetal Alchemist, like the original one, it's like a lot more gloomy in the anime anyway, starting off, and they don't assume like you know who Edward is.
That is true.
There's a few differences, but I like both of them. Or I just had to close my door. So do you still prefer to do like backgrounds with like the Saji pen, or do you do like maybe like microns or something?
I usually just use the Saji pen
Hmm.
because I don't know, the microns just run out of ink really quickly, and then I have to buy more. So I usually just end up using the Saji.
Yeah, that is true. Um, I've just never really trained with the Saji pen, but I would use like microns most of the time.
Hmm.
Because I never really realized that you could use a Saji pen to do backgrounds, so, or that's what people did. Which I know a lot of people in Japan, they use like the Maru nib for like really fine details and backgrounds.
Yeah. Marnibs are pretty nice. They kind of break easy though.
Yep. I think it broke them one before.
I've broken a few.
Yeah, it'd definitely be cool to next time that we all get on or something, that share some like ideas on projects that we're working on.
Yeah. Just
Hmm.
do some brainstorming.
Yeah, it seems like all the contests and stuff are ending pretty soon in September. Okay, that's what the issue is. Oh. Um, I've tried. I want to try learning like maybe some different like inking styles, because I know like with the Tokyo Ghoul, they like do a lot of their inking and stuff's more like a kind of like drawing where they kind of sketch it in, and it has like a really cool style.
I think, yeah, Tokyo Ghoul is done completely digitally, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, I can't remember.
It's great though. I think I have like the first 6 volumes, but it's great to read.
Yeah,
I have
the manga is like so much different too than the actual anime.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. But usually I'm off on the weekends. But really, I guess wouldn't mind streaming like any day, just like after 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I usually have Saturdays off, and a lot of times I get Fridays.
Like Saturdays and Fridays.
Yeah,
Hmm.
or like Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I think with Zoe it's kind of the same, but I think it changes every week because some weeks he'll have Fridays off and some weeks he won't. Yeah. Hmm. Actual. Oh, I know. I don't want to do this. Here it is. Maybe. I guess Jeremy must have a bunch of Copic markers laying around and stuff because of all his like drawings that he posts on Facebook. They're all colored and
It
stuff.
looks like one of those are throwing the paints as well, though.
Yeah, they could be. I'm just assuming that they're all Copic, but they definitely could be. Okay, I can't. But I know that the My Hero Academia manga like has a lot, the show and the manga are like really good on their own perspective because the show got funded with a bunch of money by Universal Studios in Japan, so they were able to put a lot more production value in it and stuff. But I really like the actual like manga and stuff because there's like so much detail in there that they kind of leave out in the actual show.
Yeah, that's for sure. Berserk is definitely a good example.
Yeah. Um, the only Berserk I ever liked was the one they did back in like the 1990s.
Yeah, that one wasn't too bad, but it looked kind of like He-Man.
Yep, that's true. I forget how many different editions of Berserk they came out with. I think there is one in 2011 or 12. That I think it was called the Golden Arc.
Yeah,
Then I think there was one last year, 2017. That was like the full CG or something.
yeah, and like the camera angle was flying all over the place. It was just really disorienting.
Yeah. Apparently they made a Berserk video game on the PlayStation 2.
Hmm.
It was supposed to be like really good.
Never played it.
Yeah, then they also got Dark Souls, I guess, which was inspired from Berserk. Oh. Yeah, I definitely got to keep a sketchbook with me. Most of the time I just draw on loose pieces of paper. Then, uh, I don't have my drawings all in one place. But if you have a sketchbook, you can.
Yeah, I like sketchbooks because there's like no pressure when you're drawing in them because it's just practice.
True that.
And draw whatever you want.
At some point, I would like to figure out how to like actually stream my like Apple tablet onto the computer, because I'd rather draw on that
Uh,
because it feels.
can you do like a screen cap?
Yeah, I think you might need like some type of like HDMI cable or something hookup. You need some type of hookup just to get it.
Oh,
But it feels like just even the standard 2018 iPad with the Apple Pen and stuff feels like you're drawing like on paper. Maybe you get like the Pro Edition. It's like there's like no air in between the screen and the actual like tablet itself, and it's got like a better processor in it. So it's like really super smooth. But I just got the standard one, and it's really good to draw with too. And it's like most of the time more affordable than an actual tablet with a screen. And you can have like other uses for it too.
hmm. Are there any other programs on there?
Um, I think they do got Photoshop on the iPad, and they got a few other drawing programs I haven't used before, but I just use Clip Studio Paint, and it's like really well done on the tablet. It feels like you're using it like on the PC, but it's like better. You can like make like full like chapters and stuff like with the page layouts and stuff too. And there's some extra features that they added. It kind of feels like you're just drawing like on paper.
Yeah, the iPad seemed pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know there's a bunch of YouTubers that use it. I just forget the program that a lot of them use.
There was a type of program. I don't remember what it was. I definitely think it's like easier like to see, if you do like any digital work, just to like sketch it in like traditionally, then if anything just ink over it rather than just like completely starting from scratch.
Yeah, it sometimes makes it easier to visualize, especially like with a tablet if you don't have a screen on it. like the hand-eye coordination thing. There's kind of a disconnect in the beginning.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, yep. Well, hmm. So you just got like a Logic webcam?
Yeah.
Hmm. You have to go buy one of those. I've been thinking about it for a long time. But I mean, they could still be used to make videos and stuff too, I guess. They just wouldn't be as good of quality.
I use them for streaming sometimes as well. They look a little better when they're not on Hangouts.
Yeah. Hangouts just decreases the quality.
Yeah, maybe if I had better lighting too. Let's see.
I'm not for sure what the quality is recording at. I think it was like 720. Yep. Up to 720.
See.
My internet might just be really acting up because I'm trying to stream at the same time, so that might be it too. It might be recording in like 360.
Yeah, and I kind of have low light since I'm not on my desk.
Yep. But we'll definitely have to get the group back together to start drawing again.
Indeed, for sure. Gotta have more streams.
I think this is a... Probably isn't. A freak. Yeah, that looks a lot thicker. I can't tell. Way too thick. But it really inspires me to continue drawing and to draw again whenever I see other comics on Webtoon and stuff and Tabastic. There's a lot of really good comics that have been coming out the past year that just have really good stories.
Yeah, I was reading this one. It was like called Swarm or something like that, but it was like the world was invaded by these infectious wasps.
Is that on Tabastic?
It was online.
Oh.
Well, it was on online Webtoon, I mean.
Oh, Webtoon. Okay.
me see if I can find it.
I was gonna say I don't think I'm having any luck with it. Maybe I'm just really bad at spelling.
Either that or I'm not remembering it right.
Yeah, and
It's called Hive.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's really good. I really like it.
Oh, damn. I'm not living in that world. And there's 434 chapters. Or part, well, that might be individual pages. I'm not for sure.
It's very good.
Ooh. The world of they. Their problem at the office. Oh, I think it's got me hooked already.
Are you giving it a read?
Yep,
Oh, yeah. It's really addictive.
I can tell. Oh, got a mosquito on the back of his neck. Oh. I feel like they probably use a bunch of like CG like for their background. Can't tell. Oh dang, that must suck. Dang, those are big bugs. He's dead. Oh, maybe he's still alive. You can't be throwing me around like this. Oh, that's creepy. The freak. All kinds of messed up.
It's like a tarantula hawk.
Yeah. That's all types of messed up, man. They get stung, then they have like insects growing on them that are trying to eat them.
Yep, the larvae.
The hell?
It's so fucked, but it's so crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'll probably end up spending like a full day just reading that.
It's pretty good.
I mean, it was really good, yeah. I think it's just because like they keep the suspense going, but then they kind of like throw it like in a twist, and you don't expect it. It's like really cool, and the art style is really complimentary too.
Yeah, the art's really, really awesome.
Hmm. Nope. Dang. Yep. So what type of like manga manuscript paper did you say that you used whenever you were working on your comic?
Uh, the Deleter B4, 135 kilogram.
Yeah, I forget. I think a lot of professional like comic book artists use B4 because I think it's easier for editing or something. But like A4 is like for self-publishing. I can't remember exactly why they
It's
use
just bigger, so
B4.
you can. B4 is bigger, so when you shrink it down to size, you have way more room for detail when you draw it originally.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So you can draw everything bigger.
Yeah, I know the actual like Japanese comic books whenever they come out, they're like a lot smaller than the American like English novels. Like uh let's see, I don't think I actually got any my comics upstairs. Oh no, I got a few of them, but they're like a few inches like smaller. So it like really seems like there's a lot more detail packed into each page in like the Japanese edition of the novels because
Actually,
it.
I actually had a really good example of that. The
Oh, with like Tokyo Ghoul.
Here's the American Tokyo Ghoul. Here's the
Yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul.
Like I feel sometimes like maybe there's a little bit more detail and stuff in like the Japanese one because it's like shrink down. But I think it's just kind of weird how they always do that. I'm not for sure why they do that either.
Well, I don't
I think it
know.
might just be American like tradition or like kind of way of expecting things. Like we expect everything bigger than in Japan it's like smaller, easier to carry, portable.
Yeah, it takes up less space.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Oh. Well, it's definitely easier to carry around the Japanese editions because they're a little bit smaller. Oh.
Yeah, and they take up less space on your bookshelf, so you can have more.
And the weird thing is they always like they'll have like those like paper covers so like you can pull the cover back and then sometimes there's drawings on front.
Yeah, they're way cheaper in Japan as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go move there. Got a passport. Forgot how much cheaper they're, like a lot cheaper there too, like a few dollars anyway.
Yeah, it's like $4.
Not to mention that the weekly like magazines are way cheaper there too, and they get more of them. So they have more like new comic book artists that you can take a look at. They're trying to like get into becoming like actual artists or serialized anyway. But then in America, you just gotta. No, I think Shonen Jump tried their digital publications in America. They tried also including other artists. Additionally, to I can't remember any good examples off the top of my head.
Yo, I think I'm gonna get off.
Okay. Yep. I mean, there's not really a lot of people on right now anyway. But it was cool still hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's not it. Trying to pull up the Google. Yep. Make sure you don't stay up too late because you got work in the morning.
Why?
We'll definitely get together back on a stream and like draw again.
Yeah. Well, peace, man.
Yep, you take care. Oh, that's really... Well, guess I don't need to be on there anymore. Dang this. My stream's actually pretty far behind. Since I don't want to make the video way too long, which I believe I started a few hours ago, I might hop off a little bit earlier. My plan was to really just draw 2 different character sketches, which, I had a lot of time in between where I had a few things going on, but, this is one of my character sketches that I was working on for one of the main characters and stuff. So, I'll tell you what, I might end up just posting these on Facebook or something after I'm done with them. I still gotta finish up the other ones I was working on, Jump Paint, but, then what we'll end up doing is trying to get everyone together like maybe 2 weeks from now, and like next week if people want to like stream or something they can. I wouldn't be available during the weekend, the upcoming week on the 13th of September. So yeah, I just tried to ask people some questions and stuff that I wanted to figure out, like how like they drew differently and stuff, because like I said, usually I really like drawing with blue lead, then trying to ink over it, and then scanning that in and doing the betas digitally and doing the screen tone digitally, and like everybody does text digitally anyway, so that's how I go about the whole comic process. And it's a lot easier for me to draw, like a lot easier and a lot faster for me to draw in something and then traditionally then scan it and then draw over it, which I'm gonna really focus on trying to get that scanner working. So hopefully next time, at least whenever mostly everybody's getting together, we'll be able to share some plans and stuff on what we're going to be really focusing on next, and I'll try to get a webcam between then, because then I could have a lot more easier, or have an easier time drawing. I was really glad to get back with everybody. Fortunately, you can't keep a live stream going forever. Gonna try. Yeah, I'll definitely be keeping in touch on Facebook. So anyone who wants to check out like some of the stuff that I'm working on, I'll work on Facebook this upcoming week. I'm gonna be pretty busy, but you just gotta make things kind of fit around the schedule. Otherwise, everything will try to take place of drawing and stuff, and all of us really enjoy drawing a lot. And it's been at least a year since we've all gotten back on a stream together, I believe. Back when I was still in high school. Been a long time. Okay, dang it, you didn't tell me you were still watching. You can message me or something on Facebook. I didn't realize you were still watching. Dang, that's really far behind. I might just be, okay, never mind. That's not as far behind as I thought. Yeah, I didn't know that you were still on talking with us. He's one of my friends, by the way. He's interrupted a few streams before. I don't mind it. Yeah, I'll definitely. So what I'll do is I'll post the rest of the picture on Facebook and stuff. So if anyone wants to see like my character sketches for the thing that I plan on, or that I'm gonna be working on, they'll be able to check my Facebook profile for this YouTube page. I'll probably share it on my actual Facebook. I don't want to give like it's like a really good story that I like, so I wouldn't want to give any more spoilers away other than kind of like maybe drawing the two main characters. No, it's definitely a lot harder to draw with the tablet I'm using and the way I want to draw it. Just a regular tablet. Like I said, it's the Manga Intuos tablet whenever they originally came out. Don't even know what year they came out with this one because they came with Manga Studio 4. That's how long ago it was. Like most of the time what I have to do is just try to make one fluid line and oh, okay. If it's not very fluid, then I have to just do Control Z. Just kind of. Otherwise, like it would look. Well, I guess it wouldn't look too bad, and I could erase it. So, but that's how I do it most of the time. I'd really like to figure out how to hook up my Apple tablet. Next time, I hope I can get a webcam before then and get my scanner working. That way I can work on both those. I'll just finish up this small portion real quick. Thanks for hopping along on the stream again. If you haven't seen what Ethan or Jeremy or Zoe has worked on, you can. I'll see if I can try to provide a link in YouTube. I'm not for sure how it does with live. I think I can edit the video afterwards, showing you some of the work that they did before. Anytime I tried posting work I had a few problems with my scanner. Me not understanding how to draw. I have a few pages up. I assume I can post my Tapastic page too. But I'll also try to share theirs as well and stuff. So yeah, thanks for stopping by again, and next time we plan on having as many people as we can together and trying to really go over like what we're working on next. So it's gonna be really cool getting to talk about that and stuff. Like I said, I was gonna draw up to the main characters and stuff digitally, then post them on Facebook. So, talk with you guys later, and hope you take care. And thanks for hopping on the stream again. Really nice to see everybody who came by. If you ever have any questions, just always feel free to type below in the comments or anything, and we're on Facebook. So thanks for stopping by again. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Well, dang, that's the wrong program. Hold on. Okay, see ya.